You ever wonder what makes people fucking think of the shit they think of? It's the truth. Like, what makes people go, oh, I'm going to invent the light bulb, or I'm going to, you know what I'm saying? I would invent a product that people would use, you know. I could do a lot of good with money like that, you know what I'm saying? I'd make steel-toed shoes that were made out of hemp. Yeah, I would. If I won the fucking lottery, trust and believe, okay? Hemp-made shoes with hemp steel toes in them. They'd be weatherproof, everything proof. And when I made these shoes, I would sell them, obviously. And another thing I would do is I would take a bunch of my hemp-made shoes if I won the lottery. If I won the lottery, I would take a bunch of my hemp-made shoes with the steel toes, and I would send them to third world. I would send a bunch of them to third world countries where people can't afford to. Where there are people out there, YouTube. There are people out there who cannot afford to have shoes. You know, people in countries walking around barefoot and shit, and that sucks. You know, that makes life that much more miserable. So, you know, if I won the fucking lottery, trust and believe, I'd be like, okay, here's what's gonna happen. All these third world countries are gonna receive a shit ton of my shoes for people who need them. That way people are not walking around barefoot and shit and cutting the shit out of their feet and shit. Straight up. Invent something that's lazy and makes people more lazy, and I guarantee you I'll make money. I'm gonna invent something to make making people's beds easier one of these days. Just you wait and see. I'll come up with an invention that'll make making your bed so simple and so easy. And the invention I want to make, this invention, will make it so once you make your bed, you won't have to make it again. The sheets will stay in place where you put them. I could use some of that money to invent something, you know, something that would revolutionize something, you know. But I have an idea for an invention that seems pretty legit. But I'm not gonna worry about getting it patented or any of that until I have the money to do it. You may ask yourself, what's this idea for your invention? And, well, I'm not going to share that with you because I don't want nobody stealing my idea.
If I could invent my own pipe tobacco, specifically a cherry blend, I would try to make pipe tobacco that tasted like chocolate-covered cherries and literally smelled like it, you know. Yeah, I want to invent my own cigarette one of these days. Call it King Cobra cigarettes. They're going to be as long as 200s. They'll be as wide as Camel Whites. They'll be made with natural, organic pipe tobacco. And the only thing that's used to enhance the nicotine, sugars, food flavors, and CBD. I'd make the filters out of hemp, the paper out of hemp. So that way when people would smoke my cigarettes and flick them, the butts would be biodegradable. There's my idea for a cigarette. I'd make my cigarette cherry, peach, banana, mango flavored pipe tobacco. It burns slow, and about 1 or 2 cigarettes you'd be good on nicotine for a minute. You'd be like, whoa, man. I would invent something that the world could use that would make the world a much more useful place. Something technologically advancing. I put a patent on it so I can make it happen. They don't make spray paint like this, unfortunately. And if they did, they'd have to invent a can that had like a nozzle you could rotate between, like a nozzle that rotated 360 degrees between different tubes of paint. But you'd have to make the can internally, you know what I'm saying? hold multiple colors, kind of like one of them fucking pens that you got when you were in high school that, whatever, that different colors, same concept. I'd use some of that money to invent a product that would make useful sense in a modernized world. Solar powered wells that you can stick in the ground with water that's filtered through biodegradable hemp filters and then cooled in a freezer coolant system so that it makes ice cold, clean drinking water anywhere you go. Just stick it in the ground. All you have to do is like crank it like that and you can fill up a bucket with it. And like the hemp filters maybe like last about 8 to 10 months. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of shit I'm thinking about making. Imagine being able to have clean drinking water wherever, whenever, on the go. Yeah. That well would use sunlight and hemp cotton to filter the water. You know what I'm saying? It could be done theoretically. It's just a matter of, yeah. They have similar products like that, but not quite that advanced. You know what I'm saying? That's the solar power would not only clean the water, but it would keep a consistent flow running on the cooler that's attached to the well, so that way you constantly have fresh, cold, clean drinking water whenever. And if you want to like heat it up and you put it like on a fire or something if you had to. So it'd be sold as a camping accessory primarily, something that you could store and carry on your back, fold up, Yeah. I would invent something useful that the world could use. It would help a lot of people. KY his and hers. See, I could do something like that if I got famous enough. I create a lube that would be edible, but it comes in a powder and it's activated through liquid. And when it activates, it stimulates, it would mimic the feeling of ecstasy and cocaine while having sex. It mimicked those drugs without actually being in your system. So if you thought the KY his and hers stuff was good, the KY his and hers would be even better. Like if you could find a way to mimic those feelings without actually, get like some CBD oil going up on that motherfucker and like a shit ton of THC. Oh yeah. So like applying it would get you ripped as fuck. You'd be feeling good. And it would be designed to bring out your body's natural hormones. So if you were struggling in bed to get it going, this would be like taking the best of every aphrodisiac available. Like taking the pseudoscience of human attraction and condensing it into an edible sex lube that's activated when you put like water or spit on that powder and it turns to lubrication. Yeah. I'd invent that shit. I'd be a rich motherfucker. There'd be old couples coming in and calling me everywhere, sending me letters saying, I cannot tell you how much me and my wife really appreciate this here. Have like a pheromone cologne for the dudes to wear when they're using that stuff, and like a pheromone perfume for the ladies. You know what I'm saying? Make it a nice, extravagant, fancy kit. You know what I'm saying? Like the his kit could come with the cologne for the dudes and some of that powder, and the hers kit comes with the pheromone perfume and some of that powder. You sell them separately, charge like $4.20 a fucking kit. They'd be like, there's no way it does all these awesome things for such a low price. You're fucking insane. I'm like, well then try it if it's so cheap, then what do you gotta lose? Couples start trying it, boom. If I'm not getting any, well, at least I'm making someone else's lives better, and that's the way I'm looking at it. Like, that's the way I'm fucking looking at it, Facebook. If I can't get any, at least, you know, inventing products like that would make everyone else's sex lives better, so I would invent something useful that would make the world a better place.
Alright, so, you know, it's 2020 and they have yet to invent a can opener that's not a pain in the ass to use. You squeeze it the wrong way, and you sit there and do circles with it, and it doesn't do shit but dent the can. So you unbuckle it, and then oh shit, it's on backwards. So you clamp it the other way, and you kind of get it open, and it's like, no. You want my idea for a can opener, YouTube? You get a can opener that has like a little like laser attached to it, and it's just hot enough to cut the can open but not burn your skin. Just hot enough to make a dent and cut it open, but not, you know, make it tiny enough so it really wouldn't burn your skin. But it'd be like a little electrode that spins around in a circle, so it's like zzz, done. And the magnet on top of it would like hold the lid in place, so then when you unscrew your can of goodies, right there, no BS. I mean, fuck, we can make a car that drives itself, but we can't make a goddamn can opener that's not a pain in the ass to use.
I'd probably invent something useful, get a patent going, and hire some people to invent my product, and then sell the crap out of my product.
They need to make carpet shampooers that are like the size of vacuum cleaners, and that you have water and soap in a tank, and that way you're not lugging around some big ass machine. It'd make cleaning your carpet much easier. Now there's something I could invent when I win the lottery, eh? The Cobra's carpet cleaner. You know what I'm saying? You'd be sitting there. Are you tired of using heavy ass rug doctors, busting your back to lift out a heavy thing full of water, refilling it? Nah, dude. That. I mean, it's 2018 and we haven't come up with a way to make, we got cars that run on gas. We got solar panels, Facebook. You know what I'm saying? And we haven't come up with a way to make a portable or easy to use carpet shampooer. They're still bulky as fudge. And the reason why they do that is so you have to rent them. That's just the thing of it. If they make it so you have to literally rent it because that's how big it is, that makes them some extra money. Think about that for a second.
I got tons of awesome ideas for good patents. And these patents I have would make me a lot of money, and they'd make people's lives so much easier. The only thing is, the closest patent office is in Denver, Colorado.
I had the idea for THC infused tampons and pads that eliminate cramps while doing its job like it's supposed to. And some asshole stole it and patented it. I'm like, damn it. I remember sharing that idea on social media, and someone probably thought, yeah, that is a good idea. And then they stole it, and I'm like, well, shit. Which makes me think, YouTube, which makes me think, you know, you got a good idea that you think will sell,
keep it to yourself. You know, maybe tell a couple of close friends that you trust, but keep it to yourself.